You seem like a guy that would really struggle in a normal job. Like,
think
did you
so?
ever have? There's no way I can picture you wearing a suit and a tie and following the HR handbook and turning your report in by noon on Friday. Did you ever do a job like that?
No, ever since I finished college, I was doing this kind of stuff for the most part, and then like a part-time job here and there. But I have worked at I worked at the CBC. Well, I never worked there though. I kind of did TV shows, so it was always separate.
Were you as a journalist, or what were you doing?
No, I did a web series, like a digital series there, and then actually did 2 digital series there, and then like some other content or whatever. But you're right, I was like making something for them. No, I worked at like the city. I worked for like at a hockey rink, and yeah, I didn't do a ton.
What was the most nonsense job you ever had?
I would say that working for the city is, I don't know if you've ever worked for the city, but like it's a pretty easy job because everyone there is kind of like, yo, we can do nothing.
You basically have to do like a school shooting to get fired there.
It's once you're full time, part time they can fire you. Once you're full time, it's very, very difficult to get you fired. So, and all of the older people that have been working there forever, they kind of have all the techniques of like, they're mad like, hey, you're working too hard. Like we have because if you know kind of how it's places have if you don't spend your budget, they get mad at you because you're not going to get the budget the next year. They have that with work where very like, hey, if you have like someone that's like supposed to everyone mows 4 grasses and this guy does like 6, they're like, hey buddy, like we're telling them that that's not possible. Like you're screwing us over here.
It seems like I've never met. I'm trying to think.
You
of
legitimately get reprimanded for doing too much.
Yeah, like what is it about anything that's ran by the government that just sucks? Like
because they don't have anyone to account to.
Yeah, and the budget is always like we're gonna increase taxes, or we're gonna get. It just is always out of line. Like any normal business, you would have fired people, or you would have gone broke or bankrupt.
I mean, in the case of this, a lot of the things didn't even need to be done in the first place.
It was just busy work type of stuff?
So much busy work. Well, you drive across town to go cut the hedge of a park that's never been attended in 20 years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm sure some, the hockey arena, like a lot of the stuff's like real that does need to get done, but you probably just don't have as many people doing it.
So what kind of click for people that
But in terms of having a job, what I was going to say was, I would say that I don't know if you were like this too, but it's always been hard for me to like care about someone else's thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, okay. So like I interviewed for jobs where you sell printers. I've done jobs where I'm selling payroll, or you're trying to do some sort of incentive structure. And like, there's these weird guys that are like, I remember interviewing with a boss that acted like he was a Navy SEAL, and like he shows up, he takes pre-workout at 4:30 a.m. He's checking his email. I just
nice.
I could never trick myself into he's got to be tricking himself to get excited about that. Like at what point are you like, I'm not pumped about selling printers? You know what I mean? Like how do you think people get into that track?
I think once you find the game you're playing, then you just play the game. You know what I mean? So if it's printers and you're just like, hey, like I'm on commission, I'm going to make as much as I can this year. As long as there's some incentive structure that you're sort of like working up, right? So I guess in the corporate, I've never probably been in a scenario where I've accepted that I'm playing this game. I'm always been like, this is a temporary thing. I'm here. I'm now actually going to be doing this. So I've never been able to like invest in like trying to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've kind of bullied myself. Like I've gone through stages of like trying to wear the logo and move forward and hit my quota and do all that, but like it always was temporary. It always would like fade out.
Okay. Did you ever think you were going to be there forever, or did you always kind of?
It was always like, I want to make money so I can save up to do my other shit.
So that's the problem, right? I think it's kind of like putting in a ton of effort into like a girlfriend that you like know that I'm going to be breaking up with her.
Yeah, I'm not even going to visit her parents.
Why am I doing all that stuff? I think to me it's that, right? It's like, why are you putting all this like investment into something that you really know that you're kind of exiting?
So do you think within everybody is this like some guys want to write some poetry, some people are going to write their memoir, some people want to make a sculpture, and then somewhere along the lines reality sets in and it gets squashed out? Or do you think there are people that are just like, you know what? I am going to be the fucking man when it comes to selling printers, and that's me.
Yeah, I have a little more of the second one where I don't really put like art on like some pedestal above other things, especially anyone who's I'm sure it's cool what you're doing, but like at the end of the day, you're like, okay, making a schedule. We're doing this. Like we're booking the thing, booking plane tickets. Okay, we're going to do this video. It's like, yeah, there is like a creative element, but you are like kind of running a business the same as any other business.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.